Hello. Hopefully we're working now. It took me a while there to connect live, so I think we are okay now. Happy Monday again. I don't know what's up with the weather here. It's just craziness. Still managed to get my steps in today, but I really wanted to be outside for that. Hey, Rachel. Hey, Lorraine. Avocados, you know it. Gotta get them in. All right, guys. I'm gonna wait a few more seconds here. If you guys are local, you know that there's some snow going on here in Rochester, New York. Let me know where you guys are watching from and if you have snow. I'm not impressed. All right, so welcome everybody. If you are brand new to the page, I welcome you, and hopefully you got the guides and the instructions on the page with all of my resources available to you. If not, I can repost that. Just let me know. And I'm happy to announce that last week we did it. We hit 1,000 members here, and it was a goal I had set for to hit by April. So super pumped that we did that. So thank you to everybody who shared my page, shared and invited your friends over. It's just a great trend to see everybody kind of just pitching in and being, willing to share and your belief in my content and this community. So thank you again. That being said, I did want to offer a giveaway as a thank you to hitting that 1,000 members. So I have opened up an application process for 6 months of free coaching. So if you're interested in that and you don't have the application yet, let me know. Be happy to get that over to you. I'm going to announce the winner on Friday, April 1st, as well as a couple other prizes along with that. So fun stuff. I love being able to offer the services out like that every once in a while to, again, say thank you for this awesome community. So, all right, let's get to the topic, fats. All right, I labeled this, do fats make you fat? Or I said, don't make you fat. So let's back up and talk that over and really talk about why fats are essential in our diet. So let me know, drop an emoji if you've ever had any fear around eating fat in your diet. Just a little hand raise. And the reason I ask that is because I think carbs and fats are generally have been the most demonized in the industry. So all the mainstream stuff out there, you've probably seen the low fat diet that was so popular for a long time there. Once we decided, whoever we is, decided that fats were unhealthy, and to lose weight, you should eliminate and lower fats. So that's when all of the low fat products started coming out on the shelves. The marketing for low fat stuff became huge. And I think it just twisted, it went too far into, this, again, fear around certain foods, certain macros. If you've paid any attention to my past trainings, I've talked a lot about macros so far. And like I said, it seems like the two ones that get kind of demonized are the carbs and the fats. So I want to talk about the fats tonight because we've talked about carbs in the past already. And basically, the three main macronutrients, protein, carbs, and fats, out of those three, there's two that are essential, which are your proteins and your fats. You can actually live without carbohydrates. I do not recommend it, but it's possible. That is the one macro that your body, it's not essential to have to maintain life. So again, you can live without them. However, you cannot live without protein and you cannot live without fats. And so when we talk about fats, I think a lot of times people tend to be very careful with fats in their diets because it's a little bit higher in calories. So 1 gram of fat is equal to 9 calories. So as opposed to carbs and protein, that's 4 calories per gram in those macros. So it can add up quickly if you're not paying attention. I know some of my past like mistakes were having like almonds at my desk throughout the day to just munch on. And before you know it, if you're not tracking and you're eating too many almonds, that can really add up, and you're all of a sudden you're over consuming your daily calorie amount that you want to be at. So it's easy to overdo it on the fats, but if you're at the right, portion for your body and your goals, it's essential. And I'm going to tell you why. So, a lot of the benefits from having proper amount of fats in your diet, one is better energy, just sustained throughout the day. Brain function, our brains are primarily made up of fat, so we have to, provide that for the brain function. Improved skin, hair, nails, all of that is a part of getting enough, I'm so used to saying protein, fats in your diet. I've been so protein heavy with my clients, so this is good to kind of show the other side here with fats. Hormone production, ladies and gentlemen, however, primarily I work with women. The hormone portion of eating fats is huge. So if you are someone experiencing any kind of hormonal imbalances, hormone production is improved vastly by having enough fats in your diet. So I would, start to research that if you want to on your own, but that's something I cannot stress enough, is to be getting enough fat for hormone function and properly balancing everything. And I can attest to that from being on a very low fat diet just a few months ago with a bodybuilding competition. It was super duper low on purpose. I knew it was coming. And that's how I got super duper lean. However, it takes a toll. It really, really does, mentally, just if you're trying to get through your day, if you're a mom, it's just a lot to take in. So once I got back up to a normal level of fats, I felt so much better and everything started to kind of, balance out again. So again, that's an extreme example. Cell integrity is improved with eating more fats, and strengthens your immune system. There's probably a ton more benefits, but I'll just kind of name those as some of the major ones. And so what I'll kind of leave you with is some tactical like tips in getting more fats in your diet, or maybe you have too many. So that's really something you should probably assess first. Here I am telling you to eat more fats, but you might be a person that's actually getting too much. So I would start there, and it's always good to just track as a tool. So if you're somebody that's like, I have no idea, pull out a MyFitnessPal app, start entering everything that goes into your mouth, including all of the like bites and like little tastes throughout the day. They do count. And then just see where the fats lie, and that you could, realize very quickly that they do add up quickly, especially if we're not taking in the right fats. So that's what I want to come to next, is not all fats are created equal. We do have, and I hate using the words bad and good when it comes to food, because we should not shame ourselves for anything we eat. It's just food. That's a big topic. I'll probably have to do a video on that in the future. So just relationship with food, understanding what you're taking in, why you're taking it in, and how it makes you feel is really the bottom line. So we have our kind of like less healthy fats with, heavily processed oils, such as canola oil, corn oil, vegetable oil. And then obviously you have the fats, the trans fats that are going into foods that are highly processed, donuts, pizzas, all the highly fat. Not so good for you. Potato chips, unfortunately, one of my favorites foods. And then you have, a little bit more healthier options with your foods, with your fats, such as avocados. Anything that comes in its like regular state. So avocados is one, a great source of fat. It's just a fruit, so it's already in its natural form. It's a whole food. Then you have, like still with oils. If you're cooking with oils, I would go more towards the olive oils, avocado oils, coconut oils that are just minimally processed. So the less processed, the better when it comes to oils and cooking with them. Then you've got things like nuts and seeds that you can add into your diet. Like I said, with the almonds, man, I could crush those things, but number one, they affect you digestively. And number two, they do add up when it comes to calories and fat. So just, I like the little packs for that reason, or I'll portion them out and leave them at my desk instead of reaching for the whole bag. I also would recommend, if you are somebody that's a little bit lower on the fat end, you can always supplement with omega-3s, fatty acids, any kind of fats coming from fish, wonderful source, and any kind of animal fat. To be honest with you, if you are a person that eats, dairy or things like that, or meat, it's a great, I think we've been, again, conditioned with the whole saturated fat scare, that it's unhealthy, that it causes heart trouble and things like that. They're kind of backtracking on that a little bit. So saturated fat's not as scary or unhealthy as we once thought. So again, just everything being in balance. So I always enforce the 80-20. If you are eating some of the more processed fats in your diet, not gonna lie, I still eat chips. I love them, but I just don't eat them every day. So again, balance is always kind of my thing. And so I'll leave you with that. I will also leave you with kind of, now we've talked about protein, carbs, and fats on the page here. When you are kind of eating your meals or building your meals or even planning your meals, I would kind of prioritize in this order. Start with proteins, then move to fats, and finish with the carbs. So that, again, that goes with either planning your meals out. Always think about what you're going to have for your protein. This goes for every single time you eat. So, a lot of times, again, I used to snack on just the almonds. I didn't really pair it with anything else. And even I look at some, when I was an athlete, I would just have carb heavy meals like all the time. I was an athlete, so I could get away with that kind of thing. But as I'm older now and not moving around nearly as much as I was as an athlete, I prioritize the protein, then move to the fats, finish off with the carbs. Because by the time you eat the protein and the fats and they start to digest first, you are less likely to overindulge on the carbs. So again, we still want to make room for the carbs because they're important for, they're your body's main energy source, these types of things. But I think that's what usually happens when, people are so scared to eat their carbs and things like that, is it's not really the carbs itself. Sometimes it's more of the refined and not so healthy choices. So if you're filling up on good stuff before all that, chances are good you don't want to even bother with some of the extra not so good carbs. All right, so I hope that helps. Again, just kind of removing and getting rid of some of the fears around certain macronutrients, and understanding that once you find that balance, is where kind of everything kind of falls into place and you start to feel good and you start to get results. So I will follow up tomorrow and post this video again, as well as a PDF to kind of show some examples of the fats I mentioned today, the difference between the kind of good and the bad fats, if you will. And let me know of any questions. And I had posted a vote on the topic. So we chose this one tonight with fats. I'll come at you next week with how to make time for your health and fitness, because that is obviously essential in reaching your goals. But I don't think it's as hard as you think it is. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you guys next week.